Good evening, everyone. I am Manisha Vishwakarma, the seminar coordinator of ICASA Guwahati branch. I, on behalf of my ICASA team, welcome you all in the 8th episode of our Gurukul series. Today's episode is all about Power BI, and the episode will be taken by Sir C.A. Kedar Gogate. Sir is a result driven and a tech savvy chartered accountant who blends financial expertise with advanced technical proficiency. He holds degrees in commerce, a master's in software application development, and a LLB, along with the prestigious ICI certifications such as DISA, Concurrent Bank Audit, Forensic Audit, and he is also a recognized faculty of Advanced ITT. Professionally, Sir has worked with IBM Global Business Solutions and also Sir has trained over 5,000 hours of experience. He is accomplished corporate trainer specializing in technologies like Advanced Excel, Power BI, Power Query, Power Automate, and etc. He serves as faculty at ICI's Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, delivering advanced ITT and forensic audit courses, and has twice been invited as panel judge for ICI contest. Sir is a true believer in empower, innovate, transform. Sir continues to inspire professional students with his deep expertise and impactful training. Please join in me with welcoming Sir C.A. Kedar Gogate. Sir, the virtual stage is all yours.
A very good evening to all of you. So, Lokesh bhai, thanks for inviting me here. Also, Vikasa branch of Guwahati. Uh, many thanks for letting me have an opportunity to share my knowledge with the CA aspirants as well as members. So, without further ado, it's already 7:13. So, I think we should directly dwell into the amazing world of data analytics, that is Power BI. Okay. So I would like to ask a few questions. You may answer that in chat as well. So how many of you have heard about Power BI or using Power BI in your day-to-day life? Has anybody heard about Power BI? No.
I
Okay.
have heard
And
about
how
it.
many of the okay,
I have heard about it, but not
just
used.
heard. You haven't used. And may I know how many of here present are members and how many of us are CA aspirants or articles as such? Do you have any count?
No, sir. I have to check
No,
that Google Sheet.
no worries, no worries. Uh, So to just give you an overview of what Power BI is. So Power BI is a Microsoft platform which helps users to create interactive dashboards, as well as it helps users to analyze the data from different perspectives. So the word that we are going to repeatedly use here is slice and dice technique of data analysis. Okay, but before that, we should also know some basic things about data cleansing as such. So in the first session, as I know, it's two episode session today and tomorrow. We will be talking about Power BI. So in today's session, most of the time we will be talking more on the data normalization, cleansing, and data formatting. And then tomorrow we will be talking about creating interactive dashboards with use of Power BI desktop. So you might want to note down that the version that we are going to discuss today is Power BI desktop. So that Power BI desktop is free to use tool by Microsoft Excel, by Microsoft. So very thank to Microsoft for letting the users use this very wonderful tool for free. I will just share the link wherein you can download Power BI. Just a minute. So there you go. I have pasted the link in the chat box. This is the resource from where you can download Power BI Desktop on your machines, and without paying anything, you can keep using the Power BI Desktop application to be used personally. Okay. Then there is another version of Power BI Cloud, as we say, or web Power BI Web, wherein it's a paid version, and you can create different dashboards. You can share dashboard. You can share ideas with people. But here we will be strictly limiting ourselves talking about Power BI Desktop. So let me share my screen first. Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now my next question is, can anybody of you or many of you give me an answer to a question कि आप बहुत बार हम ऑफिस में काम करते रहते हैं, बहुत सारा डेटा हमारे पास आता है, उसमें हम ऑडिट्स कंडक्ट करते हैं या वेरियस एनालिसिस कंडक्ट करते हैं. व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम दैट वी हैव? कैन यू शेयर योर व्यूज ऑन दैट? में कौन से प्रॉब्लम आते हैं? हमारे पास बहुत सारी अलग अलग फाइल्स आती रहती हैं हमेशा. बहुत सारा डेटा डंप होता है हमारे पास. यस, डेटा क्लीनिंग, inconsistencies in data format, sample checking, storage. Yeah, storage is one issue, but we'll not be discussing on that today. What else? Don't you think compiling the data all together is yet another issue when we are having different files? So compiling and consolidating all the data together. So that is also one of the biggest issues when we are dealing with a huge amount of data, maybe different formats as well. Yeah, reviewing can be one of the issue we will see. That's why the dashboarding comes into picture. Okay, so fair enough. So now if I show you this typical folder that you can see on your screen. So here we have year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4 files. So let me open one of them. So Manisha, the recording will be available to all the attendees, right?
Yes, sir, it will be available.
Yeah. So I would sincerely request all the participants to pay close attention on the content that is being shared on the screen so that you can follow it later when you install Power BI Desktop on your machine and you don't miss a step. Okay. So this is typically a file. I have created a dummy file. So what do we have here? Transaction ID, date, quantity, and invoice number. So does it make any sense? Can anybody of you tell me? Yes. So what you can see is transaction ID, date of the transaction, quantity, and invoice number. It doesn't make any sense. But when I tell you, this file also has another sheet, which is product inventory. And it has got product ID, product name, category, supplier, rate of the product, tax rate that is applicable, and period for which this rate card is applicable. And then if we see these two sheets in unison, does that make any sense now? Yes. I would request all the participants to please contribute. Please answer to the queries. If you have any queries, you can ask. So yes. So here we have sale transaction wherein we have transaction ID, date, quantity, and invoice number. In the product inventory, we have product ID and other related information to a product. So all of them who have answered yes, can you tell me what's the connection between these two tables? Can you tell me what's the connection? Although have answered yes, what is the connection between these two tables? So if you carefully observe the table number 1, the invoice number has this P2003. That seems to be the product in question. And this 2003 details are mentioned here, right? So we do have this. So if I want to make this sales table complete, what all operations do I need to do? Can anybody of you tell me? If I want to have all the transaction value, then taxes that need to be paid, the name and category. Yeah, right now, when we are creating this example, Mridula, uh, invoice has just one product. Yeah, in the same sheet. We have this in the same sheet, but it can be also lying somewhere else in another file altogether, another folder altogether. So if I tell you, can you create a table wherein we have all the details with respect to this sales transaction or transaction ID, merge both the sheets and use the product ID as the common field for mapping, right? And how we can achieve that? So it needs different steps. So first we will have to split this data. Then after splitting the data, no, not pivot won't work here because we first have to split all this invoice number data here, then keep on matching this. And this is for year 1 only. So when the year 2 comes into picture, it's a difficult data to compile altogether. And then once we do all the operations on this file, can I copy the functions from this file to another file to create the same table again in different file like I did everything here. मैंने sales transaction में पूरा quantity वगैरह सब data यहाँ पे ला लिया और बाद में मैं खोल रहा हूँ year 2 and now I want to have the table created once again for year 2 as well. So here there are say number of transactions for year 2. Will that be possible? Technically no. Right? So I will have to again repeat all the processes, all the functions that one has to do with the file number 1, repeat it for file number 2, repeat it for file number 3, right? So to take away all the pain of repetitive things, what comes into picture is Power BI. But let me remind you, Power BI is a mixture of Power Query and dashboarding. So first we need to pip into the Power Query functionality of Power BI. So first what I'll do, I'll open Power BI. So let me open Power BI here first. So this is how the Power BI looks. Now let me first take you through what are all the components of Power BI menu. So first you will see get data from Excel workbook, SQL server. You can enter data or you may use recent sources. So what are the types of sources that Power BI can use? There is a vast plethora of sources which are compatible with Power BI. So when I click on all, Power BI works with Excel workbook. It can work with text or CSV. It can work with XML, JSON, folder, PDFs, Parakit, SharePoint, and whatnot. And then all other database sources as well. So ODBC connection, जैसा Tally के साथ आपको use करना है इसे. So everything is possible. OneDrive के साथ काम करेगा. Dynamics के साथ Dynamics 365 is a uh, accounting software by Microsoft. So it will work with everything. It may be integrated with Azure as well. So any database source is compatible with Power BI. Then there are different menus as such. So insert. So this is where we will insert, or this is how the workplace wherein we can create different dashboards, interactive dashboards. But first, instead of dwelling onto this, which is a subject of tomorrow, I'll show you what Power Query component of the Power BI looks like. So I'll click on Get Data. I'll click on More. And here I want to work on a folder. So very idea behind working on a folder is, so आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हो, यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक ही फाइल है. तो मैं एक फाइल पे काम करूंगा, और उसके बाद में जब मैं दूसरी फाइल यहाँ पे ऐड कर देता हूं, तो अपने आप सभी स्टेप्स जो मैंने फाइल 1 पे किए हुए हैं एग्जीक्यूट, वो अपने आप फाइल 2 पे भी एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएंगे. सो शुड वी स्टार्ट? या So I'll click all, and then I'll click on folder. So here it is asking which folder do I want to execute all my query on. So I have selected the folder wherein I have this year 1 file only right now. So I click here, best, click on OK. So now it will take some time. Now you see here, it is showing me, it has found one file which is named as year 1 XLSX. So let me, instead of combine, let me transform the data here, or I can use combine as well, combine and transform. So now if you see, we are going into Power Query module of Power BI. So let me open this file for you so that you will understand. So here we have two sheets, sales transaction and product inventory. This is the same name that my Power Query is showing, product inventory and sales transactions. So first, let's concentrate on sales transaction. So I'll select sales transaction and click on OK. So the file has been fetched, the data has been fetched in the Power Query format. Okay. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask the question then and there, so we can sort it on the go. So the file has opened. Now what I'll do is I will remove unnecessary columns that it has fetched. So remove columns, and then I have the data to cleanse. Ab yahan pe, can you tell me what could be the problems with such kind of data? आपके पास जब ऐसा बड़ा डेटा आता है, तो what are the types of problems that you generally face? कोई मुझे बोल रहा था data cleansing. So what exactly do you mean by data cleansing? Not readable easily. Do you mean to say my screen is not visible or the data is not readable clearly? You can unmute yourself, maybe. Yeah, huge volume of data. That's why the data is not readable. What are the difficulties? So there can be duplicates. There can be issues with the formatting as you see here. कुछ डेट यहाँ पे MMDDYY है, कुछ डेट्स यहाँ पे DDMMYY है, राइट? समझ आ रहा है आपको? This is usually the case with the type of data that we get from our clients for GST purposes, right? And then there is some cryptic data which we want to split into. So let's go one by one. So the very first thing that we do when we get such kind of data is we select we select the transaction ID. It cannot have any blank, right? So it doesn't have any blank, but to be sure, what we will do is select this column, remove rows, and remove blank rows. So we have removed the blank rows. Then in quantity as well, quantity cannot be null. So we will remove the nulls as well in the quantity. Can we use this for file containing huge data? Yes, you can use Power BI or Power Query for the files that contain huge data. I myself have used Power Query or Power BI for the files which were containing almost a million lines for reconciliation purposes or data analytics purposes. So yes, you can use Power BI, Power Query, but the only thing that you need to be sure about is the configuration of the machine that you are using to run Power Query or Power BI on. So ideally, you should have 16 GB RAM and a very good configuration ID. Power Query is another type of desktop app, or it is inside Power BI. Yeah, good question. Power Query itself is also available in Excel. Start you see this new query tab or query tab. So this is nothing but power. This is nothing but a gateway to Power Query. But Power Query
So there is a lag from your end.
Query is the data engine
So
that gives access to Power BI so that interactive dashboards can be prepared. So when you are using Power BI, Power Query becomes integral part of Power BI. But if you want to use Power Query only, Excel 2016 and later, you can use Power Query alone as well. So I'll go back to my sheet. So I have removed nulls. Then let me change this date. So this date format issue. So we chartered accountants face this issue quite a lot. So here what I'll do, I'll change the type. And here you will see, अब जनरली एक्सेल में क्या होता है, हम जब डेटा टाइप चेंज कर देते हैं तो आइदर जो डेट सही है वहां पे एरर आने लगता है या फिर कुछ अलग ही डेटा वहां पे थ्रो होता है. सो इट्स नॉट इजी फॉर यू टू पिक एंड चूज द रोज वेयर इन द डेट्स हैव एरनियस फॉर्मेट्स. तो वो बहुत एक डिफिकल्टी हो जाती है. बट विथ पावर क्वेरी व्हाट यू कैन डू इज you can simply go to change type. You can choose what data type you want. और फिर जो गलत डेटा दिख रहा है हमें, तो वो गलत डेटा जो दिख रहा है वो कौन से टाइप का है. सो दिस इज MMDDYY. सो दिस इज इंग्लिश यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स. So I'll choose English United States and click on OK. So now you see all of the data got changed to same format. And if I don't want this time value, I'll go simply here and change this to date. Did you get it? Any queries? Okay, so we'll move ahead. If we want to split the date and time in different column, yeah, that can be done. Also, let me tell you one more fascinating thing about Power Query, which is not available in Excel. आप Excel में जब देखोगे कोई भी स्टेप आप जब करते हो तो एक बार आप सेव कर दो फिर उसको अंडू नहीं कर सकते अगर आप फाइल क्लोज कर दिए हो तो. बट इन पावर क्वेरी इफ यू हैव अ लुक एट राइट साइड ऑफ माई स्क्रीन, आई विल जूम इन फॉर यू. सो आप ये अगर राइट साइड में मेरा स्क्रीन देखोगे तो यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा ये सभी स्टेप्स हमने लिख के रखे हुए हैं. हमने यानी इट ऑटोमेटिकली डज दैट. सो इफ आई वांट टू स्प्लिट द डेट एंड टाइम, लेट मी शो यू. सो हमने क्या किया था, यहाँ पे डेट कन्वर्जन किया था जो यहाँ पे लिखा है चेंज टाइम. तो मैं ये स्टेप डिलीट कर दूंगा एंड इट हैज मूव्ड बैक टू दिस, राइट. सो जैसे आपने पूछा था तो मुझे डेट और टाइम स्प्लिट करना है, कैन आई डू दैट. सो आई विल जस्ट सिलेक्ट दिस कॉलम, go to transform, split column by delimiter, and this is the same function that is also available in Excel as well. So space, and I'll click on OK. So now you see the date is segregated. I'll name it as date, then time and time zone, right? So yes, date and time can be split, and this can be used for data analysis on a very altogether different level. So if we want to check in for a store wherein we want to check कि ऐसा कौन सा टाइम है जिसके बीच में ज्यादा परचेस होता है या ज्यादा सेल होता है, तो ऐसे वक्त पे हमें ऐसे डेटा के इनसाइट्स काम में आ सकती है. सो आई चेंज इट टू डेट, टाइम एंड टाइम जोन. देन if I come to my invoice number, you see it has invoice number, then product code, and something written as SP9 that we will see later. But first, if I want to find everything with respect to this product ID, I need to first segregate this. तो यहाँ पे एक स्प्लिट में और एक बहुत अच्छी चीज है, जैसे मैं डीलिमिटर में जाता हूं तो आपने देखा होगा एक्सेल में, एक्सेल एक बार डिलिमिट करता है, बट यहाँ पे ईच ऑकरेंस डिलिमिटर भी हम डाल सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पे स्लैश है, सो आई विल चूज कस्टम, आई विल चूज स्लैश, एंड नाउ यू विल सी the invoice number got split into three different columns. So this is the first part I'll show you. So before splitting, it was like this: 1001 slash P 2003 slash SP9. So I split the column on the basis of delimiter. It has changed. Everything has changed. Any issues up till now? Any doubts? Okay. So now what if I want to bring in all the प्रोडक्ट डेटा एज वेल. तो आपने यहाँ देखा था उसी फाइल में प्रोडक्ट इन्वेंटरी का डेटा भी था. तो व्हाट वी विल डू इज वी विल फर्स्ट सेव दिस, क्लोज एंड लोड. तो ये हमारा पावर क्वेरी बंद हो जाएगा. हम फिर से आ जाएंगे, देखिए लोड हो रहा है डेटा पावर बीआई में. और अब हमें क्या करना है, अब हमें प्रोडक्ट का डेटा लाना है. why we use slash here, based upon slash it will split. Yes, you are correct. So let me show you once we get back to Power Query once again. So here now we want to bring in the product data. Let me show you the file first. So यहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट इन्वेंट्री और सेल्स ट्रांजेक्शन है. अब सेल्स ट्रांजेक्शन्स तो हमने ला लिए हैं, अब हमें लाना है प्रोडक्ट इन्वेंट्री. सो लेट्स टारगेट दैट. So I start selecting get data more from folder because my file is in folder. Then I click on connect. I paste this folder path wherein my single file is there. I click on OK. But this time, instead of choosing sales data, I'll use product inventory because हमने sales data already ला चुके हैं. तो हम अब product inventory लाएंगे यहाँ पे. And then I'll click on OK. So let it load. Is it loaded? Yeah. So it is loaded. So now here you see, here I will name this as product data, and the earlier table I will name as sales data. So I'll answer the query why we use slash here. Based upon slash it will split. Yes, आप अगर यहाँ देखोगे, I'll go a step back. So before splitting, our data had this like 1001 like that. Let me minimize this. So 1001 slash P 2003 slash SP9. So since it contains slash here, we use that. Can you please also clarify the purpose of load, transform and combine and transform? Yeah. So let me show you. I'll answer on the spot. तो जैसे हम गेट डेटा करके सोर्स ढूंढते हैं, तो कंबाइन एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म और ट्रांसफॉर्म में क्या फर्क होता है? तो ट्रांसफॉर्म विल ऑलवेज वर्क ऑन अ सिंगल फाइल दैट वी आर यूजिंग, बट सिंस वी आर यूजिंग फोल्डर, we want to we want all the functions to work on all the files that are contained inside of that folder. So when we tell Power BI to combine and transform, so first it will combine the data and then it will run all the operations that we have told it to together. So when we want to consolidate the data automatically, we will have to use combine and transform. If we are working on a single file, we may use transform only. If we are sure that there are not going to be any more files of the same that we need to consolidate at a later stage. तो यहाँ पे मैंने प्रोडक्ट ला लिया है. Now can anybody of you tell me what sort of operation do we need to do now? So I'll remove nulls from here. Yes, अब हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? What was our next purpose? Yes. So we wanted to find the product name, category of the product, rate of the product, tax rate, and supplier of the product. So let us see how that can be done. Just a minute. So I'll switch on my laptop charger. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So what's your question, Krishna? I don't understand what you are trying to ask. Can you elaborate more on the question, Krishna? So while he frames the question, we will move ahead. So now I want to find from this product data the relevant rate and everything. So similar to what we use in Excel, which is lookup, here we can merge two data together. So I want to click on merge queries, and here you will see two options. So here merge queries or merge queries as new. So if I use merge query, then all the operations will be done on single the same query. If I choose merge queries as new, both the tables will be kept as they are and the new table will form. So we will use merge queries as new. Okay, let me check the answer. Let me check the question. Power BI, you load the dashboard like chart. If initially our folder has only one file and we perform an operation or make changes to it, will the same operations automatically apply to new files when we add? Yes, yes, that's the beauty of Power Query and Power BI. So whatever actions that we are mentioning on this right side, do you see the operations that we are doing on right side? Like remove the nulls, then split the columns, then remove the duplicates, etc., etc., etc. So it will keep track of the operations that you have told it to, and then it will do the same thing. So like here, if I click on this column, remove rows, remove duplicates, if I tell that, so let me check first. So जैसे हम पहले हमारे पास कितने, so we have 54 files, 54 rows here. Let me show you the file. This is my base data file here. This is my base data. So अगर हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे, मैं यहाँ पे अगर conditional formatting लगाता हूँ, highlight cells which are duplicate. So you see this. So if you see this 1022, 1028, 1029, 1030, 1041 वगैरह वगैरह, ये सब duplicates है मेरे फाइल में. So if I come to Power Query and Power Query part of Power BI, I come here, I tell it to remove duplicates. Then though I have removed duplicates on file 1, it will not limit itself to file 1. If I put file 2 as well in the folder, it will remove duplicates from transaction ID in file 2 as well, 3 as well, 4 as well. So the steps will automatically apply to all the files that I am keeping inside that folder. So now here I'll come down to the split column. So I have transaction ID, which is already there. Then I will name this second column as product ID. And then third, I will keep as it is, as we don't have any business here. So now I want to find the product data from this product data file and put it into sales data. How can I do that? I will merge queries. But before merging, let me tell you, in product data, the product ID does not have this P suffix. But in sales data, this product ID has this suffix, which is P dash. So I will have to remove that first. So I will click here. I will go to transform. I will click on replace values. What do I don't want? P dash. It is same as find and replace. Then also one more thing I will have to keep in mind, in product ID, it is a number format. So I should go to sales data and then change this product ID to number format as well. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, but for that, at least we need to perform get query for new files, right? No, we don't have to use that as well. I'll tell you, I will show you that in short while. So let me merge these tables. So I go to home, then I go to merge queries, merge as new. So how many of you have used VLOOKUP, or how many of you here present can claim that you are very pretty much proficient in VLOOKUP when it comes to Excel? Can I get some replies here? How many of you have used VLOOKUP already? Yes. So many of you have used VLOOKUP. Now, can you tell me, if I want to run VLOOKUP, can I run VLOOKUP on multiple columns altogether? VLOOKUP क्या मैं multiple columns पे run कर सकता हूँ? Combination of multiple columns at same time? No, that's the limitation. But here in Power Query, it gives you ability to do to run everything on multiple table, and that too without using any formula, without need to remember something called as syntax कि function काम कैसा करेगा, कोई जरूरत नहीं है. So if I go here in merge, here you will see this is my first table, which is sales data, and in the second I will select product data. So these two tables I want to merge. I want to merge these two tables based on what? So my source name should be same, and then my product ID should be same. So where is product ID? So here product ID and product ID. Got it? So I can run lookup on two columns altogether. And then I had to just click on OK. Now, how simple is that? Isn't it simple? But if you check here, uh, there is no output because Power Query has brought all the matching data inside a table. So what is the use case of lookup? So I don't understand this question. What is the use case of? Can you elaborate more on the question? So जैसे हम यहाँ पे लुकअप यूज कर रहे हैं, मुझे मेरे पास प्रोडक्ट का आईडी है और उस प्रोडक्ट के आईडी यूज करके मुझे उसका रेट, उसका टैक्स रेट, उसकी वगैरह चीजें, उसका नाम, कैटेगरी वगैरह चीजें लाना है. So that's where the lookup comes into picture. But what if the rate changes each year? पहले साल एक रेट है और दूसरे साल अलग रेट है, ऐसा हो सकता है. तो उस केस में हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? ईयर के साथ में भी लुकअप लगाना पड़ेगा, विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन एक्सेल. टू कॉलम lookup is not possible in Excel, but here in Power Query you can do that. You can do two column, three column lookup as well. So I come here, I click on this expand table, and then what all information do we want? We want product name, we want product category. No, it's not a filter. VLOOKUP is something VLOOKUP is something which can find one data uh, in other table where it is common. The data in both the table, a single column is common in both the tables, and the corresponding data it will find. Since that is not the subject of today's lecture, you may find many links on YouTube which will explain about what is lookup or what is VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. Krishna asked me what is the difference between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP necessarily works from left to right. So the primary key or the lookup key, lookup column that you want to use should be on the left side of the data. Whereas XLOOKUP enables you to find any data in multiple directions. So you can have a lookup on right side, you can have a lookup on left side of that column as well. So that's how the VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP differ from each other. So we need to choose. We want product name, we want product category, we want rate of the product, we want tax rate. Okay, we may take period as well, and then I'll click on OK. So now if you see, the same table has all the data that we need. So here is product name, then there is product category, then there is rate of the product, then there is tax rate, and then the period of sale, that is year first, right? So we can simply click on this icon here, copy entire table, and I can choose one new file in Excel if we want to take the data outside, and we can simply paste it here. So now if you can see, the original data looked like this. So it had only 4 columns, making no sense. And my new data has transaction ID, date, time zone, quantity, then product ID, then product name, then category, rate of the product, tax rate, and period of transaction as well. That's how the merge query works. Now we will move a little bit ahead with operations that you can do with Power BI. So what Power BI can do, the multiple operations Power BI can do. So it can find some minimum, maximum, median, average, standard deviation, etc. It can do mathematical operations as well. So add, multiply, subtract. It can do trigonometrical operations. It can do scientific operations as well. So anything mathematical that you want to do, it can do that. So now, if I want to calculate taxable value of transaction, so what is taxable value? So that is rate into quantity, right? So I don't need to write any formula. I just need to select that rate column. Then I will select quantity column, right? Do you see? I have selected both the columns together, and I just need to click on add column, standard, and multiply. That's it. So it has added the total value. So here I will change it to taxable. Isn't that easy? It's very dynamic. It is very user friendly. So you just select two columns that you need to multiply each other. So just select two columns, go to standard and multiply. It will create a multiplied values column for you just in 3 clicks. Then I want to calculate tax rate. So taxable and tax rate. So this time I'll show you another aspect. So add column, custom column. So this is something like writing a formula in Excel. So tax, what is tax? Tax is tax rate into taxable divided by 100. So that gives me taxable and tax value. Let me convert it to decimal number first. And then for invoice value, I will just select these two columns. I'll just select these two columns, go to add column, standard, and add. So you will see it has added two columns. So 91,000 plus 11,000 is 1,02,000. I will name it as total sales. So now do you see we have given a meaning to this table, right? Earlier, the table absolutely did not have any meaning. So the table was like this. But now when we do some very basic operations, you see that suddenly it starts to look something which has some meaning. So there's quantity, time, everything is segregated and it is easy to understand now. So for the sake of correctness, what we will do, remove blank rows from transaction ID, remove blank row from other columns as well. And then now let me show you one magic here. So यहाँ पे अपने पास फाइल 1 थी सिर्फ, करेक्ट है? Now what I'll do you see here? There is only file year 1, correct? In the folder. So if I go to this Power Query functionality here, and if I click on, तो यहाँ पे क्या है? year 1 only, correct? But let me show you. So I go here, I just copy this year 2 file into this folder. So somebody was asking me, will it do the same operations on that new file as well? So I just copy pasted the second file here, go to Power Query, and I'll just click on refresh review. So it has refreshed, and now you see both the files are the member of this query. So you have to spend time only once to create necessary steps, so that you can create a combined file all together here in Power Query, and you can just keep on adding these files. Now, let me show you another aspect of Power Query. So if I come to my dummy folder here, you see there is one file called as incentive data, which is a PDF file, right? And the beauty is Power BI also can import PDFs. Now, how crazy is that? So I'll go to Power BI here. I'll click on Get Data. I'll click on More. And this time I want to import PDF. So I click on PDF. I click on Connect. Then it will ask me where is your file. So this is incentive data. And I click on OK. So it will now first open Power Query. So this is my page 1 in the database. And do you see? This is the same content that we have. This is the same content. So minimum sales and incentive. The same content is imported by Power Query. So I select this, transform data. It will open up. So there we go. It has also included this PDF data as well in here. And you can perform arithmetical operations, you can perform queries, you can perform slice and dice techniques, everything possible on this data. So I'll name it as incentive data. Okay. Any doubts up till now? Do you want me to repeat any of the steps here? Okay, wonderful. So now let me show you how dynamic is this. तो यहाँ पे हम जाके देखेंगे so I'll come up here. Refresh it. How did you load the PDF format data here? I'll repeat that. I'll repeat it once again. So simply, like I had shown you this Power BI desktop here. So I go to get data. Just a minute while the data loads. So I simply go to get data, and instead of Excel, this time I choose PDF. Once I choose PDF, it will be able to import the data from PDF files as well. Okay, now let me show you one more aspect of this Power Query. So here you see, तो अभी मेरा ईयर 1 का जो 1001 नंबर का ट्रांजैक्शन आईडी है, not the product ID, the transaction ID. Transaction ID is 1001. So if you see, my original data here is 12 quantity, correct? So let me go to this year 1 file. And instead of 12, if I edit this to 12,000, save the file, and then just come up here and just refresh the data. So do you see here? It has changed to 12,000. So that is one more feature of Power Query. So no need to run the queries again and again. As soon as you save the base file, all the changes that are made to base file in the base data will automatically reflect into Power Query as well. No need to rewrite any formula, no need to rethink about any of the logic stuff that you have done. So simply change the file and forget it. When you refresh the data, everything else will be taken care of. This is 12 again. Now let us see what else data we have. Then it means whatever changes we do in Power BI, it will affect in our... No. What I have done, Pritham, is I changed my original file and it got reflected into Power BI. So Power BI is reading my original file. So if I make changes to original file, they will get reflected into Power BI, but not vice versa. Power BI में मैं columns delete कर सकता हूँ, columns add कर सकता हूँ, but that will not be the case that is reflected in the base file. The base file will always remain as it is. सो जो भी आपके पास क्लाइंट के पास से फाइल आती है उसे आपको हाथ लगाने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती है। आप उस फाइल का बिना कॉपी किए उसका सिर्फ लिंक देके आप पावर क्वेरी में काम कर सकते हो। अंडरस्टूड? ओके, सो नाउ नेक्स्ट स्टेप आई विल शो यू how it can also import text files as well. So I'll first close this Power Query here. Then I go to Power BI desktop landing page, get data, more, and text files. Correct. So this time I will import this employee data, which is a text file, and it will automatically convert that file into a tabular format. See, we did not do anything. We just clicked on the file name. It changed everything. And we can simply import this to Power Query. See, it has imported itself to Power Query. No need to change anything. But here you see the headers are different. Headers are not considered as headers. So I will have to go to transform and simply click on use first line as headers. So it has changed it to this. And now I can come back to my sales data. So here you see this one column we left aside. So this is nothing but salesperson 9, salesperson 2, salesperson 1, likewise. So I can merge this. So can anybody of you tell me how I can bring salesperson names? So employee data. So I want to merge this employee name and its region into my sales data. How we can do that? Can anybody of you tell me? What function we will have to use? So I will have to use merge query. Yes, merge. So this time I will go to this merge data. Merge data. And first I will have to cleanse this data because it also has this SP prefix shown here. I don't want this SP prefix. So I will have to go to transform and then replace the values. So I don't need that SP. So I will have to click here, SP9. So now it has only the salesperson name. Okay, so it has E1 as well. So it has a E prefix. So a little error. But as I told you, nothing to worry. We have all the steps stored here. So I can directly go to the step using this gear icon and merge data. So I can come here, click on gear icon of replaced value. You can see, and I can simply, let me minimize this. So earlier I had put find SP and replace it with blank. But later I realized I made error. I wanted to replace SP with E. So I can go back, change that step and click on OK. That's it. So now you have this E9, E1, etc. And now I want to merge the query. So I go to home. Instead of creating new, because this is already a new table, I will choose merge query only this time instead of merge in new. So I want to choose employee data. And this time it is only one lookup column. So this employee ID and employee ID from the second one. I click on OK. I have got table of values, but I don't want table. I want limited values here. So I don't want employee ID as I already have that. I want employee name and I want employee region. So I have selected that and clicked on OK. So see, we have now employee name as well as region with that. So now I can say that my transaction number so and so, that is 1001, took place in my East region, which is not possible or which wouldn't have been possible if we were to refer to only this file. So do you understand how Power Query can help you create meaningful data from meaningless data? So first we had a file which is like this. That made no sense, absolutely no sense. But now we have a very good file which has all the data information that we need. We have all the classification ready for data analysis as such. So we have everything here. Got it? And now, since we have all the data here, what we can do is click on close and apply so that all the data gets loaded into Power BI engine. Now, Power BI engine can use this data to create interactive dashboards. So you see here, employee data, everything is brought in here. So first, let me save this. So the extension is PBIX, Power BI dashboard, PBIX. So it has saved the data. And if I click on table view here, you will see all the data is transferred from Power Query to Power BI engine. It has all the data here. Sales data, product data, then merge data, incentive data, and employee data. So it has everything here. So that's how we can combine different formats of files, different number of files, perform complicated operations only one time so that they will repeat itself time and again when we keep on adding new files into the folders. If I have to convert it into Excel instead of load on Power BI, yeah, I showed you, but I'll show you again. So I'll go to this merge data. I'll click on edit query. So I again come to my Power Query engine here, which is a backbone of Power BI. And if I want to copy this data instead of loading into Power BI, the query is if the user doesn't want to use Power BI, but just to copy this table into Excel. So what I'll do is I'll click on this control cell here in the top left corner of this query. I click here and copy entire table. So I have copied entire table here. Then I simply open new Excel file. I have opened this new Excel file. And since I copied it from Power BI, I just paste it here. And now you see this data can be used directly in Excel as well. No issue. Power BI doesn't have a lookup option. Power BI has merge for that. Can we perform lookup more than two files in Power BI? Yeah, we just did that. We performed. Okay, so you want to check whether I can. So I wanted to ask, instead of copy the entire table, it cannot directly. Yeah, it can directly transfer into Excel, provided we are using Power Query. But since we are using Power Query engine of Power BI today, it cannot do that. If I invoke Power Query from within the Excel, it would have transferred it directly. I'll show that to you as well in 1 minute. So the question is, can I merge more queries? So if you have more than two or three tables, you can do it here. So you can do that. But this is append, not the merge. So lookup is not possible for more than two tables, but append is possible for more than two tables. That is three or more tables. So that's how we can load this data. Let me quickly show you how you can load the data into Excel directly. So now instead, so I'll open a new Excel file. I'll show you how you can directly load into Excel. So blank file I have opened. From data, I will not right now go into all the operations that we have done. I'll just show you the menu. So from file, from Excel workbook, or from folder as well, we can do that. So now you see, now we are opening Power Query from within the Excel. So I have clicked, I have checked this. So I want all the data from sales table to be combined together. So now you see it has opened Power Query from within Excel. So I click on combine and transform data. I won't perform all the operations as such to avoid repetition now. So it has opened sales transaction. Okay. Yes, the column name or data will be the same format. No, column name is not required to be same, but the data type should be same. Like you cannot merge based on two columns. Wherein in one table the same column is a text column, and in another table the same column is defined as a number column, or vice versa. So the query that was asked by Ahmad. So Ahmad, you asked how I can directly load into Excel. So here I have imported the data into Power Query, and when I click on close and load, it will do the trick. So you see here, the data is directly loaded into uh, Excel, and you can simply check both the files are here, year one and year two. So if I go to my this data folder import, I will simply copy this year three file as well effortlessly here. I come to my Excel, simply right click and refresh. So you will find year three data also is incorporated in Excel. So that's how you can also load the data into Excel directly without using Power BI. Okay. So we have seen how Power Query uh, part of Power BI can be used to create the base data to be used in Power BI to create interactive dashboards. So we have seen how to import data, though the session is very like time constraining session, but I have tried to at least show you what are the simpler options available in Power BI. So we have seen how we can import the data into Power BI, how we can how the columns, how we can data. Tried to uh, touch on basic functionalities that Power Query or Power BI has to offer. In tomorrow's session, we will dwell into dashboarding as to interactive dashboarding and how we can create very interesting, very interactive dashboards giving total new insights from the data which looked rather lame, rather meaningless. But when we have this magical tool called as Power BI, how we can pick out different KPIs, different uh, points of analysis from the same data which we thought did not have any meaning. So in tomorrow's session, we will see and we will learn how to create interactive dashboards using Power BI. So we are open for the queries now, maybe for 10 minutes, and I will hand over the control to Manisha after that. Sir, if you have time, could you please shortly explain the ribbon in Power Query? Okay, I'll do that. By the time we, by the time I don't see any queries coming up, I'll do that. Edit query. So here we have Power Query ribbon here. So what it does, the home tab, it has this source source area wherein from which source we want to import data, that you can choose from here. Then we have properties of the query, that to like how you want to load the query, how you want your query to refresh, what is the timeline, etc. Then you can use this manage column tab to choose columns and remove columns. You can use this keep rows and remove rows to reduce rows from the data. You can choose this sort, which is very self-explanatory, split column. Group by will do, uh, it will group the data by the uh, by what I would say, by the constraint that you want to group it. So if I choose product name, I click on group by, so it will group the data by product name. और न्यू कॉलम में वो हमें क्या देगा, जैसा पिवोट में होता है कि मुझे सम ऑफ टैक्स चाहिए, तो न्यू कॉलम नेम टैक्स ऑपरेशन इज सम ऑफ व्हाट, सम ऑफ टैक्स आई विल डू. So I'll click on OK. So now the table will be reduced to this summary. So कौन से प्रोडक्ट पे कितना टैक्स हमने पे किया है वो सडनली यहाँ पे आ जाता है. So that's how we can use group by. Then we can use data types. So to convert data from one type to other, that is text to number, number to text, from one date format to other date format, etc. The merge queries we have already seen. Then text analytics and vision, we don't have the data suitable for this, but it can analyze the text based on the inputs given by the user or given by the data. Oh, sorry. Excellently closed it. Okay, so that is the home tab. Then we go to transform tab. So in transform, we again have group by, which is similar to the one that we have seen in home. Then we have this use first row as headers or use headers as first row. So many a times what happens, many a times the first row is blank in the Excel sheet, and then on second row we have headers. So Power Query doesn't understand that. So if it doesn't import the first line as headers, we can forcefully let it use the first line as header as well. Then we can transpose the data. Transpose means using the rows as columns and columns as rows. We can count rows as well. Then with this data type, again, we can change the data types. Then replace values I have shown you. Fill up, fill down. So we want to fill up or fill down the blank cells. We can use that. Pivot column, you use it in Excel. Then move column, so that's pretty much self-explanatory. Split column format, yeah, format is very useful if you want to, in a bulk, you want to change all the letters of all the text into lowercase, all the text into uppercase, or proper case, trim, clean, add prefix, add suffix, anything you want to do, you can do it with format. Then extract, you can extract the length of the text, you can extract first character, last character, or range of characters from that. So that's a text formula. Then you can run statistics. I have already shown you some, then average, minimum, maximum. Then you can make use of standard arithmetical operations, that is add, multiply, subtract, divide, integer divide, etc. You can use scientific functions as well here, so exponential, logarithms, factorials, derivatives, etc. You can use this trigonometry function to calculate or to number crunch some trigonometrical functions as well. Then you can use this date, time, duration menu to work on or to execute functions on date, time, and duration basis, and run Python scripts. So if you know how to run a Python or how to write a Python code, maybe using AI or maybe using vibe coding, which I think Lokesh Bhai is present here. He is a expert in vibe coding, so you may get in touch with him to understand how Python code can be coded, can be written, and that can also run with Power Query. So that is transform. Then if you go to add column, the add column is almost similar to the transform column. But what transform column does is it works on the existing columns. What add column does is it adds new columns to the existing data. So that's similar. Then if we go to view, then this is nothing but the view setting of the Power Query, the different bars and different ribbons you want to see, don't want to see, depending on that. Then we have tools. So this tool is for debugging anything or any error that you are getting. So, but not very useful for at a beginner stage. So that's how the menu ribbon of the Power Query looks like. So I think I tried to make justice to very short time that I had, and I tried to though very fast, but I tried to cover everything to explain what all options are there. Any more queries? Yes. So I think nobody has query, or if at all you have query, you can reach back to Manisha. She may forward the queries to me. So I'll try and help you out. So off to you, Manisha.
Thank you so much, sir. The session was really amazing. The way you explained everything step by step with real examples, it made us understood. Actually, I had no idea about
Right.
Power BI. I just only knew the name,
Yeah. Ah,
but
okay.
today at
Yeah.
least I
It's
know
it's
some.
it's very it's very interesting tool, and I think every CA member or aspirant must spend some time using this tool hands-on. So it will make your life very easy. I'm very sure of that. So because we tend to spend lot of time on doing same task again and again and again, so we are simply wasting the time. So we can use the tools like this, and we can make use of our time in a more productive way as such.
True, sir, true.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And thanks to
So
our audience
yeah,
also for being so participating
yeah,
and engaging. Your questions
yeah.
and
I'm very
curiosity
very
made this
patient.
even better, actually.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you all. Thanks a lot, Guwahati branch, for inviting me to this first session. Obviously, I am excited to present more exciting tools in creating interactive dashboards. So tomorrow's session is going to be very colorful and engaging, as I would like to say, because today's session is kind of a dry session, if you really ask me, because all the numbers and all the menus and very very a small amount of time to explain such a big tool. But tomorrow is going to be very exciting, and everybody of you will definitely like what we are going to do tomorrow, right? So thank you, thanks a lot, and have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Thank you.